Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to play with T26E5, which is another version of the Patriot. Now, there is extremely important thing what I want to highlight. Fellas, expectation values of this beautiful tank went down significantly. From 2.7 thousand for a third mark of excellence to 2.2 thousand for a third mark of excellence. What that basically means, play with this tank now and you are going to get the third mark of excellence for free. If you haven't played with this tank in last 2 weeks, you are going to gain 10% of the mark of excellence. Obviously, this information is valid for a couple of days. After that, it will start going up again, right? Although keep this in mind, in order to get ace, it is going to be quite difficult and quite complicated, right? I thought I need to talk about this. Anyways, the tank itself is kind of simple. Everyone knows it. It is kind of worse version of the T32. It is the tank from the Bone Store, or I think the other version is from the Bone Store, right? But doesn't really matter. It's the same vehicle like Patriot. Anyways, it has 240 alpha damage. It has 230 millimeters of penetration with the standards, 260 with the gold ammunition. And keep this in mind, this tank can work very, very well and will work very, very well whenever you are playing hold down. Obviously, there is better tanks in the game and you cannot say, wow, this is the best tank in the world of tanks. I am going to slap literally everyone like there is no tomorrow. No, it's not going to look like this, but if you are going to play hold down, you should be relatively okay. Why this tank is so nice to make credits? Because standard ammunition is dirt cheap of this tank, right? Since standard ammunition is pretty much free, you are shooting air, that basically means you can make a lot of profits with this tank, right? This is the most important thing to highlight and most important thing to showcase overall. Now, this is one of the better maps for this tank, but in order to make it work, we need to have the... We cannot be in the crossfire, and we really want to see those sniper schnitzel sniping from over there, right? Our goal is straightforward in this situation. All we want to do, we want to punish enemies playing in this area, and we want to make sure that they are going to regret their life choices, right? Yes, whenever you are playing with this tank, you are powerhouse of the beast to play hold down, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you can set hold down, you know, by showing your turret and expect not to get penetrated. It doesn't work like this, fellas. This is not what this tank is created for, right? In other words, the perfect example of how to play with this tank properly is peek for a second, hit enemies into the side, and after that try to escape. This is the ideal case scenario. Obviously, not all the games are ideal, right? I believe it's fair to say that, and it's clear that not every game can be perfect, and in some situations it is going to be very, very hard to do absolutely anything, right? But nevertheless, we will try to do our best and we will try to make this beautiful tank work, right? At least that's what I am hoping for and that's what I am aiming for. Now, as you can see, those beautiful sniper schnitzels are getting spotted, and what that means, oh boy, we are shooting like there is no tomorrow, right? That's all we are doing in this situation. We are just trying to annoy the enemy forces here. By the way, funny fact, I started marking this tank yesterday pretty much from, I do not know, 30%, 40%, maybe 50%. That's not the point, right? The point being is we marked this vehicle in one day in like 60-ish games or something, and I did not manage to get ace tanker with this vehicle. So games where we did not manage to get that super duper hyper turbo extra epic game, you know? I got 1.6 base experience or 1500 something, but it's not nearly enough for us to finish our grind for this vehicle. And by the way, you can, if you are paying attention with what kind of account am I playing, I am playing with 100% mark of excellence account, so that means I am using anonymizer on this account, right? It is my try-hard account, and this is where we are doing some heavy lifting, if I can say so. Anyway, so far where the start goes, it is okay. We got 2,400 damage, which is okay. I am happy about this. We got 500 assisting damage, which is half of the trouble. And there is plenty of the blind shots to be made, and probably we got a lot of blind shots as well. Plus, on top of that, this game is nowhere near to be over, right? So let's keep this in mind as well. Let's keep this in mind as well. How to deal with this guy? Now we met each other. He is looking at me, I am looking at him. Both of us are showing our beautiful foreheads, and we can't do anything to each other. This is how it looks like. I'm not paranoid about this guy. I do not really care about him. What I care about the ISU sitting here in the back. That guy is significantly more dangerous, and it is significantly more complicated for us to do anything in this situation. But we are okay, and we got this. Maybe I could get some benefits by loading gold, but I am cheap bastard, so I prefer not to. What to do here, fellas? What to do here, what to do here, what to do here. And by the way, what you are seeing over there, I think it is a nice gameplay with this type of tank, right? Whenever you are simply sitting hold down, and whenever you are making sure that you are going to punish every and each mother trucker sniping from the back, right? I would say this is absolutely glorious, and this is the right way how to play with the tanks like this. You do not want to overpeak, because if you are going to overpeak, you are obviously going to take one for the team, so we are trying to avoid this. But other than that, you know, it is quite straightforward. Look directly to the enemy, peek for a second, try to shoot someone, you know, and after that, rest is history, and we are chilling. At least this is how I look into this tank. I pretend that I do not see this guy, even though I am paying humongous attention at him. And if this gentleman would overpeak for a second, we are going to slap him. This is the game of patience, fellas. Whoever will get impatient first, he is going to take one for the team, and he is going to be sent to the garage. This is how this game is looking like. Also, ISU, we know about ISU sitting somewhere here in the back. We are very, very well aware of that. But in this situation, we are purely focusing on the blind fire, right? Because there is no way I am going to spot the guy myself. Unfortunately, it's just simply impossible. But what I can do, I can go for a blind shots left, right, and center. That's what I can do, and that's what I am working on. Meanwhile, Mr. Charioteer is thinking about getting super involved. He hit me very, very well, but he paid the tax for that, and now the situation is a bit different. I am down to one-shottable for enemy ISU, which is a bit of the problem, and this is definitely an issue, but it is okay. Meanwhile, the same Charioteer is considering his life choices, at least that's what I want to believe. And Charioteer is getting destroyed. Borat is sitting over there as well. Interesting. Very, very interesting. What I would love to see, I would love to see this Yochtang going in front. He changed his mind in such a right position, fellas. He changed his mind in such a right position. We have two guys saving us from the Borat, so that is okay. Or not from the Borat, but from the Patriot. No one can save us from the Borat. I'm dead. It's okay. Fair enough, I'm accepting this. That was a very, very strong play from this guy's side. That was a very good approach, and I need to be humble and I need to accept this. Very, very good play by the Borat. It's okay. Visibly, we have 3.1 thousand damage, 500 assisting damage. Let's see how much do we have overall, and did we connected any blind shots or not. And we are back. Unfortunately with a defeat, but that was a good and nice game. 3.5 thousand damage, 500 assisting damage. We connected some of the blind shots, right, which is very much appreciated. And overall, as you can see, Patriots are slapping in this game, right? This is the thing. Whenever you are getting Westfield, you are playing with a tank with which you can play hold down. If you are going to do the things properly, it is going to be pretty much the best game and the best map you can get. Anyways, we made 82,000 profits, which is nice. We haven't used pretty much any of the gold ammunition because it was unnecessary, and overall it was a good game. Nice. Let's keep it up. Okay, round number 2, El Halluf standard battle. Now everything is okay about El Halluf apart tier 10 matchmaking. No, why am I so unlucky? Says the skill who got himself Westfield. Fellas, it is in my veins, it is in my genes to complain, okay? Let me do that for you. Yeah, unfortunately, we are bottom tiers, but it doesn't change the fact that we are going to try to do our best and hopefully we will make it work. There's plenty of the heavy tanks in this matchmaking, so that basically means it is going to be a rough game for us. The ideal case scenario would be to punish someone crossing like this from this hold down gameplay position here, but in the same time this is going to be quite a journey and quite a hard thing. But you know what? We are strong mother truckers, we are going to survive and we will try to do our best nevertheless, right? We are strong mother truckers. Now, since the alpha damage of this tank is so low, it is very hard to play against the higher tiers, because if it happened to be, it came up to the trading situation, you take 400, 500, 600 and you are going to give 200 back. So this is definitely one of those sad parts about this tank, but nevertheless, fellas, this tank can work if you know what you are doing. One of the more important things to highlight at the moment is keep this in mind, that playing hold down doesn't necessarily mean show your face and get hit, you know? You do not want to have this situation. You want to peek for a second, you want to punish enemy, and you want to escape without any blue eye, okay? This is very important thing to highlight and to say, so keep this in mind, fellas. Good, very good. Can we punish this guy again? Unfortunately, we cannot. That's what I'm saying. This guy, straight... Well, that wasn't the shot straight into the face, but close to that, right? As you can see, not much what we can change about this, and the situation is definitely looking significantly worse for us. And now we have a couple of options. Either we are going to die here, or either we will try to escape and snipe from the back. And honestly, with you fellas, I do not really want to get effed here. That being said, we are changing the plan and we are saying thank you very much for this amazing game. It was a pleasure and it was amazing opportunity to play here. See you never. That's what we are going to do. We need to get ourselves into some kind of sniper schnitzel position. Sniping with 200 alpha damage gun is bleh. It is far away from being ideal. I am very well aware of that, but I simply cannot play there. I just simply can't. You know, there is many things what we could do, but playing like this, it is not going to be in our interests, right? It's just way too risky. The chance of us being successful is very low, so we need to escape and we need to try to get a bit of the safer defense parameter here. In either way, I am relatively close. Our team is cleaning this side completely. That basically means enemies do not really have anyone sitting here, right? And this is a good thing. That being said, we know that enemies are having lemming train over there. We are very well aware of that. Hip hip hooray. We get it, okay? Believe me, we get it. But it doesn't change the fact that from this position, we can still find a decent angles to punish enemies who are trying to make either pressure like this, or either they are sniping from somewhere over there. This is what I want to see, okay, fellas? Meanwhile, we can see Mr. Kervrvrvrvron getting super involved. That's okay. That's not a big deal, fellas. That isn't a bad deal for us whatsoever. Now, if we will have someone peeking here, we are set and we are fine. We have a protector, Esterva. He's playing from the back and he will try to do his best in order to help us to deal with a strong mother trucker sitting in this area, right? That is okay. Now we have another guy who is trying to get involved, and he will get involved, but we are sitting very, very, very good, especially whenever he doesn't pay attention at us. At this point, I loaded the gold ammunition, right? For obvious reasons, I want to punish every and each guy who is trying to get involved this way. And that seems just fine for us. Good, 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 good. Trying to play hold down to the best of our abilities for obvious reasons. And I think this is where the game should be over for us. Obviously, we are trying to survive as long as we physically and possibly can. Luckily, we have a great rate of fire in this situation, so we cannot simply complain about this, can we? And fire. You really needed to let me on fire. I was in my position, mother trucker. Whee! It's okay, fellas. You know, we started everything with complaining and we finished everything with complaining. Unfortunate, not much what we can change about this. Still, nevertheless, in this matchmaking 2,500, I am accepting this. I am your humble servant, and thank you very much for this game. It's okay, fellas. I am happy that I escaped early. I am happy that I started making pressure in the end of the game and everything went fine, and I want to believe that our team is going to win the game. Let's see the score. Okay, and we are back. Guess, is it defeat or is it victory? You needed to spoil it. Victory it is. Beautiful. 2,500 damage, 2 kills. I am feeling satisfied with this performance, believe me or not. We are second by experience. We are fourth by the damage for being bottom tier. Mother trucker, that's completely fine. And we got 38,000 profits. And as you can see, those gold shells definitely burned our profits, but otherwise it would have been significantly harder to penetrate. Either way, I am feeling satisfied and I am feeling happy. Let's keep it up. Okay, fellas, last but not least, Sand River Encounter Battle. This is a hard one. This is going to be very, very, very complicated, but you know what? We are going to be fine. I am going to play significantly more aggressively in this situation. The main reason being is because this position is pretty... Well, this map is perfect for hold down play. Doesn't matter where you want to play. Do you want to play over there? Do you want to play here? Do you want to play here? Do you want to play here? Pretty much hold down paradise for every and each of us. That being said, we will try to play aggressively, we will try to get involved, and fingers crossed we will be able to do something. First things first, I would love to say hello for this list. Obviously, I'm very, very well aware of someone peeking like this sideways. I am very, very well aware of that, but we are going to be fine and we are going to survive. We're playing hold down here and we are saying hello for this gentleman. This is the situation which you want to have whenever you play with a Patriot. You want to see the guys making silly goose mistakes just like this guy did. Absolutely glorious and absolutely amazing. Now, what may happen in a second? We are going to have some guys playing somewhere around this area, but you know what? I think I figured out the plan how to do the things properly. I want to cross like this through the open field. Skill, do you understand? Tank destroy. It's fine. We lost 200 hit points, or I supposed to say we invested 200 hit points into better position, and now, don't you dare. Fellas, whenever Caliban is looking into your butt being horny, this is not what you want to see, and this is not what you want to do, okay? Caliban is definitely the tank which can mess up our game with ease, but you know what? Now I have a better position than Caliban does. So you know what? Look how tables turned. Now Caliban is screaming, Caliban is yelling, Caliban is saying, oh no, Dios míos, and we eliminated him from the game. Absolutely glorious. What do we want to do now? We want to go up and we want to say hello for every and each guy who is playing somewhere over there. We are playing against the heavy tank, so obviously gold ammunition would work the finest and the best, but I do not really think that we can... that we should load the gold. I think the standard ammunition will work just fine, and we are just simply building the different angles to punish the Type 68 or punish this Liberty or the Tier 9 Polish Tank Destroyer. Doesn't really matter, right? All we want to see them being aggressive and getting involved. And by the way, a lot of players are overestimating their powers with the Polish tank destroyers, and this is exactly what we want to see. This is exactly what we need, and this is exactly what we are dreaming about. As you can see, this gentleman is in super aggressive position, and oh boy, I can promise you that he is regretting his life choices at the moment. And this is what we want to see, don't you think so? Beautiful. Unfortunately, I do not have good enough angle to slap him, but that is okay. Next. By the way, looking into this game, it doesn't feel like the teams are equal. Skill, what do you mean it doesn't feel the teams are equal? Well, what do I mean by saying this is that enemy team is significantly weaker than our team is. And that being said, it is not going to be the most interesting game in the world of tanks, right? That's what I mean. I'm crossing through the middle of the field. I'm very well aware of the sniper schnitzels who may hit me, but to be completely honest with you, it doesn't really matter. I am feeling really good, and I am feeling fine, right? Meanwhile, our guys took one for the team from the Progetto, sniping from the back. Once again, not a big surprise. That's very much expected. And all we need to do, we need to get a sniping shot into this guy just like so. We eliminated him from the game. Excellent. Now, what we are going to do at the moment? At the moment, we are going to track this gentleman, okay? How about that? This is a nice tracking shot, so we are going to get all the sweet assisting damage, right? This is what we need and this is what we want, and the rest is history. You see, with one shot, fellas, by making a good decision, with one shot, instead of getting 200 damage, we got ourselves 1,400 assisting damage. And that boosted our Mark of Excellence performance significantly up front, and we did a good job. So overall, as you can see, we made the Patriot work. Patriot is still fine, and Patriot is still okay. I would not call this tank a meta tank. I would not call this tank the best tank in the world of tanks, because it's definitely not the case, and this tank isn't the shining gem. But it has some things to offer. The main thing, performance cooldown, kind of okay rate of fire, right? So you can keep tanks tracked if you want to, right? That's why I have those 5 high explosive ammunitions or 5 shells, right? And in the same time, since the standard ammunition costs pretty much nothing, right, you are able to make quite a bit of profits with this tank, which is very much appreciated, and it is very nice thing, right? So I am super satisfied with this. And once again, the most important thing of this video, if you are watching this whenever whenever the video is released, play some games with this tank, just to get yourself maximum use and to raise with Mark of Excellence as much as you physically and possibly can. Truly, it's worth it. Meanwhile, we have 2.5, 2.6 thousand damage, 1.4 thousand pure tracking damage, which is very good. And we finish at top by experience and third by the damage. Overall, 93,000 profits, which is very much appreciated, and I would say it was a good game. So, our session, fellas. I think we were pretty successful. We played for 66% win ratio. We played for 2.9 thousand damage and 600 average assisting damage, which is completely fine. 3.5 thousand combined with the Patriot. What do you want from me? Overall, when I played with this tank lately, I played for 48% win ratio. I'm not even joking. 2.2 thousand damage and 700 assisting damage. Obviously, those games are during live streams whenever I am not focused at that much, and whenever the sessions can take either turn. What I'm trying to say it was above average session with what you have seen now. Anyways, fellas, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you had a great time, and see you very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.